Hey guys, welcome back to Roots and Refuge Farm. I'm Maya, and today you're just hanging out with me. Jessica is on the other side of the country in a really beautiful part of the country in the Pacific Northwest up by Seattle. She's having a blast. She's feeling really motivated and encouraged with everything that's going on over there. Getting to meet someone that she's honestly has been connected to through blogs before vlogs were a thing. So almost like a homestead hero kind of thing. She's probably fangirled a little bit. So behind me, we made some considerable progress on the sitting pavilion, and I wanted to show you guys in the daylight so y'all could get a really good look at how awesome my brother has done at getting it set up. So there you have it. We've got one step going all the way around, and it's got this really cool capped top. And so this next Wednesday, we're going to be coming in and starting to frame in the roof and getting that ready. And then the last thing will be getting the tent on. One of the things I'm really excited about as far as the sitting pavilion, and it's really been on our dream list of projects to get done for the homestead, is because we love spending time in the garden. Now before, we would just hang out at the little pink table that Jessica had set up in here and just bring some fold out chairs and just sit in the mud or whatever was going on, because we just enjoyed being here. Our desire for this was not just to have like a cool place to hang out, but a good place just to rest, come have quiet times with the Lord, to shoot videos, especially when you're doing lots of informational videos. You know, it'd be a cool place to sit and to shoot while being in the garden. Another thing is it's nice to have a shaded place to rest in Arkansas heat, especially in the middle of the summer. A lot of times we would set up chairs over by that Bradford pear and just kind of sit under the shade, and this is really going to help with that. You know, we've got a couple of ideas to decorate it really cool, put some lights on it, maybe a fan or something. But this is honestly the project inside the garden that I was most excited about, because I like being able to just hang out here. And so I'm really looking forward to having it finished and then having people over just to hang out in the garden and experience it with us. With Jessica being gone, I'm just gonna take you guys around real quick. I've got to feed some things. I got to do some watering for sure, and I've got to check on all Jessica's plants. Yeah, that's a real thing. There's definitely been some moments in our marriage where I forgot to water the seedlings and they all died. I felt horrible, and Jessica was super disappointed, but she wouldn't really show it because she really just loves me too much. However, she did forgive me and the garden did survive. But this year when she's gone, I've really made it a point to have her leave me a list of things that she wants me to double check on, like watering the plant starts and checking on the greenhouses and the temperatures and all that. So let's go around and check out both greenhouses, and then we'll probably walk around the farm a little bit, and y'all just gonna get to hang out with, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this is the name that has stuck, but y'all get to hang out with sweet Maya. I think I've done a pretty good job. Everything looks pretty good. Yeah. This is actually after the plant sale, where we have sold a considerable amount of plants, and we still have plants all over our property and in our greenhouses. She starts a lot of plants. Doing my best to keep them all alive. I think they all look pretty good. The soil doesn't look super dry. Win-win for me. Let's go check the other greenhouse. It should be fine. I just like being down here. This is just a cool place. Sarah and Ethan are still hanging out. They'll be leaving Sunday. Yep. Go down and find themselves $1 million diamond down in the diamond mines of Arkansas.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe pan for some gold. August is like, yeah,
you're gonna go dig in.
Sarah's been a huge help with Jessica being gone, because she's helped cook some meals and she's helped me get the house cleaned a little bit. Because I guess she felt bad for me because I was so overwhelmed without having my wife. And also just because she's nice. She's going to walk around with me as we go around the farm. She wants to get some extra footage of the, what was it, the official tour, as Ethan called it. So we're going to give her the tour and we'll hang out for a little bit.
See stuff growing already.
Yeah, we've got peas in and some peppers and some tomatoes. I think we'll probably be heavily planting in the next couple of weeks. We haven't really hit our last frost date yet. So now that the greenhouse is done, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is, we've had the material for a while, but we just haven't had the time, mostly because we needed the greenhouse done to be able to move plants into and use it before it gets too hot. But now that that's all done, the woods behind me is something that we are planning on addressing real soon. We're going to put up some fences, fix some fences that are already there, and we'll be opening that up to a new, essentially wooded pasture for the goats, which are going to go crazy and really love it. We're also about to move the hogs back into the same area of the woods once the girls are big enough for breeding. Right now they're still just a little too small, and so we might keep them in their separate pens for a couple more weeks. I'm looking forward to all that stuff because I like seeing our animals in big spaces. Like, I love seeing the horses on the 90 acres. It's one of my favorite things to go up there. As soon as I pull up in the four-wheeler and they hear the motor, they just come sprinting to the front, and it's really cool. Also, up against that fence, somewhere in that area, right in there, that's where we're going to be setting up our bees. So we got a hookup on some on the boxes where we got enough to set up 3 separate hives for a really good price, and because of that we're gonna get some nukes. We'll probably get 1 nuke from the Vincents at VW Family Farms, and then we've got some other friends that actually run a store for honey, particularly honey. It's called Brothers Honey in Conway, and they've got 30 hives or something crazy. Like, they just have a ton of bees and they're really good at it, and so they'll be like our bee mentors. And I think we'll probably get at least 1 more nuke from them, because I think we at minimum want to do 2 hives. But as it goes with us, sometimes we just jump off on the deep end and we might get 3 hives. You never know. They're going through that hay quick, but that's what it's for, so that's okay. Everyone out here is doing really good. Everyone's real healthy. Don't have any other issues. I know Jessica probably mentioned it on a previous vlog, but Mayhem was producing some serious milk, and her babies kind of got sick for a little bit because of milk scours, which I didn't even know was a thing. She was producing so much, she was making them sick. So even after feeding twins, we came out for a couple days in a row and milked off a gallon of milk, which is just a lot. She's never produced that high. Now her supplies has more stabilized, and the babies are doing really good. And now we are on goat birth watch for the next one, which would be this little lady right here. Miriam right here with the big white ears. She's our second goat, and she's gonna get out of the shot because that's what goats do. But she's our second goat, and she's one of my favorites for sure. She's definitely due next. If she'll show us the other side of her body, you can see how much she's bagged up already. And I'm not an expert like Jessica, but I can tell that when feeling her ligaments, she ain't got that much left. So as you can see, right, if you look closely right there, that is a pretty big bag, and she's pretty swollen. I'm guessing 5 days to a week at max. It might be less than that. It could be a couple of days. I'm gonna have Jessica check her as soon as she gets home on Sundays. We could have even more goat kids coming. And that the little black and brown one, we are actually, I think we've already sold it to a couple of our friends up at Baker Creek, and one of the boys from Mayhem, which is right there. Hey Benny, don't chase him, okay? Yeah.
Babies want to get mama milk.
Yeah. Hey Ben, come here. Come close. Hey, too close. Back up. So what do you think about those baby goats? No, I want more than that. Turn around.
A lot. I like a lot.
You like them a lot? How cute are they?
They are so cute. They're a lot of cute.
They're a lot of cute?
Yeah.
Are they cuter than you?
Yeah.
There's one of Jessie's favorites. I like her pretty good, but she's mostly just Jessica's favorite. Nestle. She seems to be doing pretty well. There's KG, Kitten George.
Kitten.
Hanging out.
George. Why George?
So George actually hurt his leg. I'm pretty sure it was from Bear and Con. Sometimes they play a little too rough. And he was spending a lot of time on the back porch until he was fully recovered. So seeing him out here running around has been pretty encouraging, because honestly I brought him inside for a couple of days because I was kind of concerned. We almost took him to the vet, but we couldn't find any open wounds or any really hot spots other than like one of his feet. It was just kind of titchy about one of his feet. He's recovered and he's acting completely normal now, and he's back to hunting his birds and his mice around the garden and outside around the house, so he'll be all right. And that's Suki. She's our last pregnant goat. She'll be the last to kid this season. When she first came to us, she was pretty wild. since then she's gotten a lot better. Like, I probably couldn't go up to her right now and touch her, but if she wasn't paying attention, I kind of inched over to her, you know, she'd be okay. Which before, if you even thought about it, she'd just bolt. So she's gotten a lot better, but this will be her first time to actually kid. She did get bred last year and had a miscarriage, and so this will be our second attempt at breeding her, and we'll see what kind of milker she is and what kind of mom she is. Here's Christopher walking, and Jeff.
Hey!
And they were just doing their little headbutt thing.
What are you doing, big Jody? What are you doing, little guy? You're so big,
as you can see, he is smelling hard on Clover, because Clover is not bred, and I'm pretty sure she's been open recently, so he is trying to holler back at her. And Anna, she did not get bred this year either. The main reason why we didn't breed the La Manchas is because we were really hoping to find a La Mancha buck, and honestly we just didn't find one. We didn't either find one that was of high enough quality, we felt like, or the price wasn't right. There were some people who were just asking way outside our budget for a good breeding buck, and it's not that the buck wasn't worth it, it's just we weren't really able to spend that much. So hopefully we'll find one soon. We probably will hold off on breeding them until fall so that they can kid in spring. Or was it end of summer? I don't know. Jessica keeps track of all that stuff, but we will hopefully find one this summer sometime. So I had a video idea. It'd be a little bit different, but essentially behind me is what my kids call the junkyard. And what it is our repurposed pile. It's all the materials that we've saved, wood, trampoline frames, different things like that, tin, just different things that we kind of set aside saying, okay, well maybe someday we'll use this, so maybe it'll be useful at some point. And I really wanted to get it more organized because over the last like couple of years, we brought in a lot of material and we haven't really spent a lot of time organizing it and really assessing what we have and what we could use. And so I'm thinking I may do a video here soon about going through and deciding, you know, what to get rid of and what to keep and how to best organize it. If it's organized, you'll be able to use it better because you'll be able to quickly assess what you have and what could be useful to solve a certain problem or whatnot. I really wanted to spend some time and really do a video because I have some pretty creative ideas on how to organize the lumber and the different stuff to make it, like I said, more functional. I think I'm actually going to do that. I've been kind of going back and forth on whether or not that would be too boring, but if it's useful to a few people, then it'll be worth it to me. So be looking for that probably in the next couple of weeks at least. There's definitely a few other things going on. We've got to finish getting some soil and amending the beds, and we've got to get everything planted here pretty soon. But I think I can squeeze this in. That is one of the totes, the plastic totes that we got. That's the one we had left. And my plan for this is to turn it into a watering system for the chickens that feeds into the drip cups. And so I've got to build a platform and get all the fittings and all that hooked up. And so that'll be a project probably for this summer. There's a pile of treated lumber that I've been using. I use a lot of it on my chicken coop, but the sizes didn't fit for using it on the greenhouse. So I did not use this. I'm going to save it for the next project. So I've got to build a permanent pig structure because once we move the pigs back to the back side of the property where they're going to be staying, I'm not going to be using those temporary totes. Those will be for when we want to put them in a particular area to have them kind of till it up and kill all the grass. So I'm going to build one. I'll probably match it to the chicken coop with the cedar siding and the kind of similar details. I've also am making plans to build another 3-sided barn for the future animal that's coming. I know you guys keep guessing, and we're just going to let you guys keep guessing. I don't think we'll probably hold it off for forever, but it's going to be a minute while we get prepared. So I think our idea for this is as we are doing steps towards getting this animal, it'll start to become more clear what we're getting. So I don't know, I kind of like this kind of stuff, and honestly we had a really good response from the greenhouse and waiting to reveal that. So I think it's kind of fun. It makes things interesting. I like surprises even though Jessica doesn't, so this is really fun for me. That right there is an old trampoline frame. I want to turn that into a chicken tractor for our meat chickens because doing meat chickens this year, and we're also going to do turkeys, is something that is going to help us reach that goal of producing 85% of our food by the end of the year. What, Ezzy?
You said this for the junkyard.
Yeah, this is the junkyard. That's what you call it.
So the things in here you can actually use?
Yeah, that's why we have all this stuff. So we can use it to make cool things. Like that pile of wood, I used a lot of that wood to build Mom's chicken coop. Did you know that? And so I'll use that wood again to build pig barn. And then we've got to build another barn for some other animals that are going to be coming soon.
Wait, did you know that also we use those wood for the basin for lots of the wood there is that wood.
Oh, okay. And that's okay, you know, maybe we'll use some of that wood to build a tree fort or something.
A tree fort?
Yeah, what do you think?
Remember you were going to make a bee house?
Yeah,
Here,
one day.
And there's going to be a zip line that we thought it would be.
Yeah, I don't know how Jessica feels about a zip line, but we'll ask Mom. Maybe me and you together.
That has like a zip line that has like a few seats that can fit like in that.
I'll see what I can come up with.
There's seats and then we can all go down.
Let's see what we can come up with, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here's the remnants of the cedar trimmings pile that we used to do the chicken coop and build the garden beds. I'm not really sure what to do with it. I know that I've got a couple of ideas because a lot of them are just too thick to use for siding on a barn or for anything like that. I thought about maybe building some short benches like 4 foot wide for the end of a couple of the really long beds, just to kind of give a stool or a platform to put like a potted plant or like a potted herb or something like that. That's also something that I may try and explore in the future. So there's the girls. They are getting way, way bigger pretty quick. I think they're pretty close to being large enough to breed. I think we're probably gonna give them 2 to 4 more weeks to really kind of fill out. They're not going to get real fat because we keep them on a pretty lean diet. Once they fill out and kind of get a little bit closer to where Gerard's at in size, then we'll go ahead and move them to the back. Hey JP. As my friend Zach Stivers would say, well, that's all we got for today, guys. Just a little walk around the farm, just a few thoughts from my head, you know, give you a little bit different perspective on Roots and Refuge and some of the things that I'm doing and trying to get done. You know, keep Jessica's plants alive so she can come home and plant them all. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us today, and I bless you. Until next time.